Manchester United has just won 2-1 at Old Trafford against Brentford. This was an absolute must-win game. We started off a little shaky, and then Brentford got that 1-0 lead, and I was super worried. I thought we were going to fold and just lose the game. But I don't know what Ten Hag said at halftime, but the team came out fighting in the second half and clawed their way back to a 2-1 win. Garnacho got a beautiful goal assisted by Marcus Rashford, which that pass was just brilliant. Then Højlund gets a goal shortly after, and Bruno, my god, what a pass. A much better performance in the second half. I don't know why we just can't play consistently well throughout an entire game. We either play terrible for the whole game or have just moments of good here and there. We just can never play a game from start to finish well. Now, hopefully we improve throughout the season, which I think we have to, right? Like, I don't think we can get much worse. This is the worst start to a United Premier League season ever. But I'm just glad we got the win today, because if we didn't and we slipped down the table further, we would be like almost in the relegation zone. I thought our attack today was actually really good with Højlund, Garnacho, and Rashford on the right. I actually really liked that combo. I know they kind of flip-flop. Sometimes Garnacho's on the right, sometimes he's on the left. But honestly, I think he's probably better on the left in my opinion. And that goal, come on, that was just beautiful. Balls in the air, one time, boom, back of the net. It was amazing. Next, I want to talk about De Ligt, because he should have came off, in my opinion. This guy is leaking, and he's just running around the field, bleeding head to toe. They kept pulling him aside, which I was like, okay, if you keep doing this, like, it's a sign to just get him off. I don't know why they didn't bandage his head or anything. It was just very peculiar to me. And this injury cost us a goal. Like, if we lost the game based off of that goal, it would have been mayhem. Because I think the medical team or Ten Hag should have just substituted him. I know he's a warrior. I know he wants to stay on the field. But at the end of the day, like, you clearly have a pretty bad injury. And you're putting the team at risk by having to get treatment every, 5 to 10 minutes. So I was just shocked that they kept him on the field for the whole game. Especially because Lindelof was literally warming up while he was bleeding, and then the fact that we didn't make the substitution really, threw me off. But I really liked De Ligt. I thought he played a very good game today, and I'm just glad we have a warrior like him on the field, because even some players, they get the most minor tweak, and they're like, no, sub me off. And this dude is bleeding for the whole game and just wanted to stay on. That's the kind of attitude we need with this team. Now let's take a look at the stats here. So possession, pretty much 50-50. Attacking, we clearly outperformed Brentford today. We had 11 shots on target compared to their 2. We had 23 shots total, and they only had 8. Now right here, we need to have more accurate shots. We're shooting at less than 50% on the goal. And our finishing still needs some work, because with 11 shots on target, 23 shots total, we should have scored maybe 4 goals today. And that's been a problem all season. We are number 1 in the Premier League for something, but it's not necessarily a good thing. And that is most big opportunities missed, because we can create the chances, we just can't score them. Now, with the 3 points today, we actually climb up the table to 10th place. We now have 11 points total. We have a -2 goal difference, which is abysmal. The fact that we are 8 games into this season and we don't even have a positive goal difference, I think is kind of crazy. Now, I thought Ten Hag did a good job today. The management towards the end of the game, making the substitutions he made, I thought was actually good for once. But I am still really worried for his job, because I think if they lost today, they would have to sack him. I don't know how you could just keeping him, with all these poor results and us doing this bad this early in the Premier League season. There was a ton of reports that Sir Jim Ratcliffe and a whole bunch of other people were, discussing Ten Hag's future and all that, and they were maybe going to go for another manager during the international break that just ended, and clearly they didn't. But I still think he's on thin ice. I think if we lost today, it would have been a completely different story. And in my opinion, I do think he needs to go. I think, the worst Premier League start of all time for Man United, and the way we're playing and all that, it just needs to be better. And he's been here for 3 years now. I don't see much of a change, even with all the new signings and players returning from injury. I think we need a new, better, world-class manager, but that's just my opinion. And that was only recently changed, maybe a couple of weeks ago. I was always Ten Hag, give him more time, wait for the injured players to come back, get him some new signings. But even with that, we're still not playing very well. I really hope he can turn it around and prove me wrong, but as of right now, I'm not too confident in his coaching ability. But yeah, guys, there you have it. That was today's game at Old Trafford. Man United won 2-1 against Brentford. It was a pretty exciting game, I would say. It wasn't like the best game ever by any means, but it was entertaining. We got the 3 points, we scored 2 beautiful goals, and I guess we're on to the next one, and hopefully the season turns around. Let me know what you guys thought about today's game down below in the comments, and also let me know if you are Eric Ten Hag in or out.